I know that last night's warm weather banger was a bust, but as we go into today's edition, possibly a trend of seeing people we love, on the third Friday of the month, with poker game night the very next day, it being a beautiful day, I don't have to work, and it's ironic that this trend and pattern could repeat itself because speaking of the devil, as many of you know, that one of those people I loved, and that was in when we recorded Trinity Stokes and Olivia Sanabia's birthday trip for the Greg Biffle Sweet 16 and Jeremy Mayfield 19th birthday, Denise Semmens unfortunately passed away earlier this week, and she was first off a Dale Jr. fan. She was married to the number one Dale Jarrett fan, Timmy, and their middle child Ava became my very best friend, one of my very best friends. That same day we recorded that birthday tribute. I didn't get any of that on camera, but my happiness was so contagious to the point where when I was hugging the shit out of her at least 3 times, it basically made Denise happy too, to the point where it was good enough to give her a good laugh. Whenever other people around me see me happy, it makes them happy too, because that's how contagious it is. That's how much of an amazing person Denise was. She went to St. Peter's with my cousin Trisha Mazzio Mulaney back in the day, long before I came around, and to her and my godfather, which was Trisha's brother, Nicky, are living it up like Haley Orantia in heaven and taking care of my other grandfather I never got to see on my dad's side, Elving Oliveras, aka Wello. So while we will miss Denise very, very much, we're left with a lot of wonderful memories, amazing woman, and had 3 cute little girls that are almost basically all grown now. Ella's about to be a junior come next year. Ava, I think, is about to be a freshman in high school. And that girl, I've known her since, she was up to my leg. She was known since up to my leg. Now, as of, Friday before Easter, when we got reunited, she's just as tall as me now. And I think, let me do the math here. 9, 10, 11. She's 4 days before my ultimate best friend, Brinley Kerr. So September 8th and September 12th are going to be some very special days this year. It's going to be Ava's Larry 14th birthday, and of course Brinley's Jeremy Mayfield 19th birthday. So, this is us remaining happy despite our heart hurting for, Ava, Timmy, Olivia, and Ella, and that whole family. That just being happy regardless is exactly what she would want, and she would not want us to be sad and just stop life just because, and mourn her just because she all of a sudden was gone. And as Zachary Williams taught us on I Am Frankie and Nickelodeon back in 2018, the show must go on no matter what. And that's what we've been doing this whole week, and that's what we're going to keep doing, especially starting today. So Godspeed, Denise, Nicole, Duke, Semmens. We love you. We'll miss ya. All right, everyone, good afternoon. And as you can pretty much tell by the intro, last night was a bust, but forget about it. I know it's going to be our first of possibly many episodes this spring-summer season of Devil's Canyon, because how hot it's going to be, even with the heavy winds that would normally have the possibility of cooling things off a little bit. But we're hoping that this is the redemption video, and of course an even bit bigger and better redemption night in the neighborhood compared to last night, and how we managed to get 3 collaborators from Sandy Ridge, to do that, do a semi-collab with us last night. I'll never know. We were lucky. We ended up getting so fucking lucky, but anyway, it's a new day. I know. Also, before we get out there, I want to wish a happy Ty Dillon 13th birthday to one of my newer best of friends, Mallory Eldridge. So hope you're having a hell of a day, and I hope I get to see you a lot throughout this summer. So therefore, I just wanted to get that out of the way and do this little intro before we head out the door and that. So, well, actually, we're just going to go ahead and not waste any more time and get out there now. So what are we waiting for? Let's get this party started, Casanova style. Boogity, boogity, boogity. So surprisingly, it's not as hot as as everybody thought it was going to be. Just the potential temperature was supposed to be 90, but it's only 84. So we ended up getting very, very lucky. It's not going to be as big of a Devil's Canyon episode as I thought it was going to be, but nonetheless, it's still a Devil's Canyon episode. So this video is going to be called, let's see who. Oh, it's Dave. Okay. Caden's dad. So this episode is going to be called Warm Weather Spring Banger 2022 second edition, Devil's Canyon and Sandy Ridge, some shit like that. That's exactly what's going to be called. I came up with the perfect title for this last night before we even started. So therefore, let's see what the first stop of the day is going to be.
Baby, you've got vision. Ain't no winter vision for your dreams. If you just believe, you'll break out. It's time to break out. You know you've got brilliance. A heart that's so resilient. Ain't no one gonna keep you down from your breakout. It's time to break out. Time for your breakout. Gonna wear that crown. I'ma show you how. Know that you're a star and it's time to break out.
Okay, so I basically had to stop for a little drink break. That way I could stay hydrated because it is fucking Devil's Canyon out here. Hell, even the Crotch of Doom and his family are swimming. And before I started rolling the tape, I saw them fucking around in the pool. So yeah, it's hot enough for that shit. But so see, look, there's the Crotch of Doom right there. I don't know if you can see him, but he's right there. Oh wait, yeah, right there. There he is. There he is. The Crotch of Doom. I think that might be Dalen in the pool, but if you could see him in that shot, then cool. If you couldn't see him, I'm sorry. My pointing skills aren't very good when I'm trying to show you someone in the fucking background, but I don't have a nickname for Dalen yet. You know, I know somebody on Twitter asked me, what's with all the nicknames for all the neighbors? They're funny. I mean, I'm glad you see it that way. I mean, the fact that it's funny is not wrong either. Yeah. For those of you asking, I used to have a nickname for Dalen, his oldest, who's having the grad party July 2nd. I think I don't know if I'm going to YouTube that or not. I just don't know. But I did have a nickname for her after an episode on April 30th, 2018, Crybaby Day, because I kicked the shit out of her at her own game on the defensive end. And then when I gave it, because she got so angry that she cried, I started calling her Crybaby Day. But then, of course, her mom, Jerry Springer lady, who had her own instead, the next day got her panties all in a wad and made me get rid of it. So I haven't had a true legitimate nickname for Dalen since then. But I will come up with one, even when she's not here. When it starts getting cold again in the fall, winter, I will come up with one. It's only a matter of time. In the meantime, check this shit out like Kevin LePage. Look at who's back, guys. Look at who's back. My Puerto Rican bestie, Abigail Marie Euler. She got back late last night. I'm going to see her later today, but not right now. I'm going to let her, rest up. And maybe when enough people are back at her house, like you see before you, I will come knocking on the door just to visit her. And maybe I'll interview her and ask her how her time in Puerto Rico was. Maybe we'll do a Ricky Martin TikTok dance just to commemorate that, since she'd be too tired to play around and shit, like I mentioned in last night's Warm Weather Bang. Well, yeah, Warm Weather Banger and shit. I mean, what the fuck? Okay, let me try this again. I might interview her, and if we're lucky, we could do a Ricky Martin TikTok dance, just to commemorate the fact that she went to Ricky Martin's hometown. So, because of the fact that's probably the only thing she might be able to do, since she probably will be too tired to play around and shit, if you know what I mean. But anyway, let's continue our quest and see what else we can find and who else we can see. Okay, I've lost count of how many times I've attempted to get Daniel to hang out, either because he has a baseball game or it's just, not here. So this is at this rate, it feels like the 50 millionth attempt. So let's try this again. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to try this again later. I know Destruction Girl, his sister's out, and Heather is home. I saw them pull in during my little drink break, but okay, who's this on the bus? Who are you? Okay, there was nobody on that bus that I could have potentially known, but anyway, we're gonna have to try this again later. We'll either get out to call him or text him to see what the hell's going on. But anyway, I also, considering it's Mallory Eldridge's Ty Dillon 13th birthday today, because don't forget, Marco DeFrago, the Love Doctor, and is in the same grade as her and Ava Semmens. Therefore, when Marco was getting off that bus, when I recorded that Brianna Arsment breakout clip you saw before you, there was a couple kiddos in the back of that bus that were waving at me. So I don't know if you watched my TikTok, when I shouted you guys out, but if you're also watching this YouTube video, shout out to the kiddos, whoever you were that waved at me. I think I might have known you, but I couldn't tell from like standing in the middle of the street and you looking out looking through the bus window. I mean, you probably recognize me with the Spurs outfit like you always do every summer, but I don't recognize you because the bus was moving so fast, even if I somehow knew you. But whoever you kiddos are, shout out to you for waving at me. I hope you get acknowledged. You would acknowledge this video or the TikTok video where I shouted you out as well. Oh yeah, and I gotta acknowledge this too. Remember how we were talking about, even though yesterday's video was a complete flop, do you remember what I was talking about yesterday? Considering, today was the third Friday of the week, and it was another beautiful day where I didn't have to work, just like last month. And I was also in the Spurs Fiesta outfit. I got something in my shoe. Hold on. That's better. So yeah, do you remember when I already acknowledged that video yesterday and the description of yesterday's video, so I don't need to do that today. But do you remember when a month ago at this time, it was the third Friday of the week, we recorded a YouTube video. It was the Trinity Stokes, Greg Biffle Sweet 16, and Olivia Sanabia, Jeremy Mayfield 19th birthday tribute, where I was in a Spurs Fiesta outfit. It was a Friday where I didn't have to work. It was beautiful weather. And guess what? I saw so many people I love, but what made it more fun and exciting than just the fact that it was unplanned, it was the first time in a long time that I had seen them. It was the second group, it was the first time I seen them all year long since, November 8th, 2021, the last warm day of the year. And the other group, it was the person we paid tribute to in the beginning of the video, and of course, the daughter I became best friends with, Denise and Ava. It was my first time in a longer ass time seeing them. Remember how much happy I was because of the fact, and then we had poker game night the next day, and we ended up having a lot of fun. So yeah, I just wanted to acknowledge that real quick before we go to our next destination. So yeah, so remember how yesterday I'm noticing a trend or a pattern. Now it's today, where we got to today. Here's the $1 million question. Will history repeat itself? Will the trend and the pattern continue? Will I see somebody I love today when I least expect it and I'm not planning it? Well, we'll never know. We're just gonna have to wait and see to find out throughout this video. 1 hour later. Okay, I had to take another break to get another drink and actually go to the bathroom this time as well. So we're giving this shit another whirl. I hope I'm wrong, but I have this terrible feeling that just like yesterday, we're in for another fucking dead one. I was just discussing this with myself upstairs in the bedroom after, we got our shooting socks on and we're getting a deodorant restock. I mean, I get it. It's still early in the season, very early in the season. We're in the closing stage of season 1 as spring is in the air and approaching season 2 of Fun in the Sun. I get it. I totally understand that, that the 2021-2022 season technically still isn't finished, even though we're getting close. Because to be fair, we still have to finish some shows that we haven't been able to, to see in real time because, warm weather has other plans for us. You have to take the time to enjoy this while you can, because at this rate, at this time of year, since it's not really all technically summer yet, usually after a nice streak of warm weather becomes another cold front, but I think by June that comes to an end. But anyway, that's in all fairness, yeah, when it comes to us. But I get it. There's plenty of time all summer long for like our mostly modern, mostly Gen Z friends that are younger than us, to like hang out with us and shit. I totally get it. They still have to finish school. I know there's still some sports in school they still have to finish. Like, I totally get it. I mean, I get how passionate they are about it. I get how their parents are passionate about it for their sake. But at the same time, I've never been this excited for summer because, I mean, as productive as my winter was for the Winter Wonderland season one of Winter Wonderland, I have never bitched that much about winter all my life. I was bitching all winter long, waiting for that. Someone's got a real need for speed. Damn, they think they're goddamn Daytona Talladega. I mean, I bitched and waited all winter. I waited all winter and bitched about. I waited all winter and bitched about the cold all winter long. I mean, I've waited all winter long for this to happen. I bitched about the cold all of winter. I bitched about the cold, and even during the early part of spring in the year when it kept going back and forth between spring weather and winter weather, I bitched the whole time. Sure, I've bitched in other years, but nothing quite like this year. I bitched so much to the point where I couldn't wait for warmer weather to get here after the amazing summer we had last year, where we skipped over spring weather condition wise and went straight into summer weather conditions, and it wasn't even like May or June or even May yet, because it was already in the upper 70s, lower 80s in March and April. It was like something that I wish I could do every year, considering how the year before we weren't able to spend our summer with our friends and loved ones the way we were used to because of all the shit that was going on in the world with COVID, all this social distancing bullshit, until the vaccinations came, and then it gave us a much safer environment, to fight it and, make us go back to the way we were used to, pre-2020, you know what I'm saying? That's why now that, it's 2022, it's not much of a factor anymore compared to, all of most of 2020 and early pre-vaccine 2021, it's not much of a factor no more, despite the temporary spike up over Christmas. I mean, everybody, even the friends I just described were even excited about this summer, how it's going to be better than last year, and they're not wrong. I mean, but at the same time, I mean, I still understand that their sports are important to them. They have to finish it out. And then, of course, we have the summer vacation sports where it has nothing to do with what they do in school. Because school, then, of course, when you're a kid and going through school, all the stages of school, preschool, kindergarten, 1st through 8th, 9th through 12th, you get a free summer off. You get 3 full months off, June, July, August. I mean, but at the same time, as someone who hates winter, despite this making my winter more productive this year, I still bitched about it a lot more than I ever did before. And winters that weren't even even winters that were not even productive, or I just didn't want to step foot outside because of the cold. I mean, waited all winter. I bitched about the cold this whole time. We finally get the warm weather, and I get it. There's still plenty of time this summer for us to do stuff with our friends and record banger YouTube videos. We already recorded some spring ones, so I'm grateful for that. But at the same time, the feeling. It can get a little frustrating when you are excited to record a warm weather banger like this one and last night. But last night, how the whole thing was a bust, and how miraculously somehow we were lucky to get 3 collaborators involved in it. I don't know about how it's going to be today. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but at the same time, I fear it's going to be another bust, and that trend and pattern is not going to have history repeat itself. The trend and pattern from last month. I just have this horrible feeling it's not going to, repeat itself. This trend and pattern is not going to continue at the rate we're going, but I've been wrong before, and we've seen miracles happen here in Sandy Ridge, so it's a possibility. Actually, there might be some hope here because Fireball Man just showed up, so let's go check it out like Kevin LePage. So I just tried to give the Queens of Tearing Shit Up their birthday TikTok that we didn't get to do when I was here for their birthday dinner, which was the day of the Spurs regular season finale, but both attempts, it ended up being a fucking bust. So, It's going to eventually happen. It's only a matter of time. Even if it means we have to do theirs and Jerry Springerman's birthday TikTok so fucking deep into the spring-summer season, considering spring is almost over, meaning season 1 of spring is in the air, is coming to a close, and we're approaching season 2 of Fun in the Sun. But again, these last 2 days in Sandy Ridge have not been all that hot. I mean, not like temperature-wise, like, you know, productivity-wise. But yesterday was a bust, and today's looking like the same way, to the point where the trend and the pattern from a month ago, was the 3rd Friday of the month on a beautiful day I didn't have to work, and we recorded a YouTube video. Unfortunately, that history don't look like it's gonna repeat itself unless something fucking miraculous happens.
20 minutes later.
Well, at least we found some active here. Jen, Mama Jen. She's what? Tell them what you're doing. Mulching. This is the second time in how many years? 2018, 19, 2021. Second time in 5 years I've watched her do this. Yeah. This is the only active right now, and Heather next door was. I mean, basically, it's like different actives per hour. It's like last night was a bust, and tonight not as bad, but it's also been kind of a bust too. But school's out next week anyway, so it's not even going to be that big of a deal. Isn't that right?
Yep.
Because there's plenty of time for all summer for me to see all my modern Gen Z friends. Yep. Well, mostly Gen Z, because, you know, I have younger friends that I do stuff more with than I do the adult friends, because the adult friends are usually busy with work, their boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives, and sometimes their kids, and they have different and bigger responsibilities than me. Look at Mama Jen hard at work, tearing this shit up like Terry Labonte. All right, Mama here and I are gonna be getting ready to do a TikTok once this shit is done. So that'll probably be the last highlight of the day, because after I'm done doing that TikTok and I'm done interacting with you, I'm going inside. This place is fucking dead. I mean, school's still in session, so I can understand that. But at the same time, I said to the viewers earlier, I bitched all winter how cold it was and how I got tired of not being able to see my friends in the neighborhood. I can understand, you know, school's still in session, and you know, they have to finish the sports season and shit. But at the same time, it gets frustrating when you bitch about how cold it is and how you wait all winter for this. You get it, and then I get it. There's plenty of time this summer, but at the same time, you know, it's basically you get a dead neighborhood to begin, but you know what I mean, right? I don't know if you caught what I just said. She's working her ass off. That's why she's not listening.
I get it.
Yeah, well, at least somebody gets it.
Bounce it on beat, 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 all on beat. Beat, 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 beat. Watch me bounce it on beat, 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 beat.
That does it. I'm calling this I'm calling it a fucking day, because, you know, place is dead. It's no actives out here. We were lucky to get one. Active. So I'm sorry the last 2 warm weather bangers weren't like as, you know, great as I thought they were going to be for you guys. Both of them were lackluster. Where yesterday we were lucky to somehow get 3 collaborators somehow, but tomorrow we got Poker Game Night episode 3, and then the day after a birthday party. So let's just go inside and get some fucking rest. Have a good night tonight and a better day tomorrow. Life will give you a lot of lows, but when you hit a high, enjoy it. It ain't for the weak. Goddamn, be you. You have to try harder to do less. You can't deport a dream. Sometimes the worst things in life lead to the best things, and always bet on the side of love. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Take care, everyone. Good night. I will see you all for the next video, which is going to be Poker Game Night episode 3 tomorrow. So see you later, everyone.